leadership. If you plan on being in leadership, okay? The politicians, and again, hold on, let me mute this. Okay, we connected. Cool. Cool. It's pulling up. The politicians are only showing up in your neighborhood because they need you. If you plan on being in leadership, good. Right there, it's connected. And I'll slide that over here. Right, and I don't see the chat feature, but at least they're connected. All right, cool. Good enough. They're connected. All right, so let me finish my thoughts and then we'll move forward. One of the biggest issues with politicians is they only show up when they need somebody. Now, if you were in a relationship with somebody and they only showed up when they needed you, would you desire to actually stay in a relationship like that? Yes or no? I want you guys just to think this through, okay? Somebody just says, oh, I love you when they need to borrow money from you, which really ain't borrowing because they never pay you back. Y'all get what I'm saying? They don't pay you back. They don't really truly love you, but they just constantly show up if they need something from you. Is that a relationship? No, it's not. You and I both know that. But they got people losing their freaking political minds for these people, both sides, Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. And they got these people losing their freaking minds for a lover who only shows up once every 4 years because I need your vote, or a congressman who shows up every 2 years or whatever, however many times. In other words, these people only show up in your neighborhood and want to shake your hand and kiss the baby because they need your vote. But after that, you never hear from them. You never see them in your neighborhoods, nothing. And this is why I tell you, I'm not against you voting for the person you think will hold principles for you, but don't lose your mind over these people. Why are you arguing with your family over these people? Over somebody who you know is just using you. I hope that makes sense. So again, I'm not against you voting and doing this for the person you think will be the best leader of the country or the best leader in your community. That's fine. But I don't think you should take it to the extremes to where you getting into arguments with people over it. Because you're debating and arguing in the name of a politician when the politician knows nothing about you. And if it wasn't political season, they wouldn't even show up in your neighborhood. So that brings me to something else, and then let's get to the charts because I got a very long day, and I'm not going to hold you guys long like I did last time. I thank you for staying long with us in the group because there was some very, very good content that we talked about last week. But this week, I don't want to hold you guys, and I have a long day. I have many, many things to get done. But here's the point. For those who are aspiring to be a leader, let me tell you something. A good leader is going to do what they're going to do, whether people vote for them, like them, dislike them, or whatever. If you're a person who's only trying to do something just because you want the attention, then you're not going to be a good leader. Because the moment the attention is not thwarted in your direction, you're going to cut out or you're going to quit. AKA, you got a lot of people who want to be social media stars. Okay? And that's fine. Nothing against that. Problem is, that's not a long-term career because the moment you do something that they don't like and they stop looking and checking out your views and they're not clicking and doing this and that, guess what you're going to do? You're going to have to switch up. You see what I'm saying? Because it's all predicated on people liking you. Type of 400 if you guys hear what I'm saying. I had a person who contacted me years ago. I'm sorry, just a week ago, out of the blue. I haven't spoken to this person or seen him in years. And it was amazing. It was really touching to my heart. And I'm going to get to the charts. I'm just teaching you guys principles on how to think as a person, as a leader. If you want to be a leader, entrepreneur, and leaders, they're all the same things. You have to lead a group of people or a business or whatever. So all of you guys who's trying to aspire to do X, Y, Z, you really need to hear what I'm saying. Okay. And then, yes, we're going to get to the charts. So just give me like 3 minutes and then we'll rush to the charts. Okay. Here we go. I was touched. I told you guys years ago, I used to teach divorce care in a ministry for this particular area. And so I'm an anti-divorce advocate. I am a certified life coach as well. I do have a certification as a life coach. So years ago, for several years, people who were going through relationship breakups and divorces, I actually was coaching them how to get through it. Okay. And I used to speak on stages and stuff like that. I had a different life back then. So I spoke on stages and, taught from stages every week and stuff like that to a group of people. Then we had breakout sessions and, so forth and so forth. And we were coaching. And it wasn't just me. It was a team of us who would help these people through this devastating process. And I did that for many years. Well, one of the instructors contacted me last week. Out of the blue. I haven't spoken to him in about 3-4 years, maybe. And they said, I'm working on becoming a certified life coach, and I thought of you. And she said, all those times where you and Nancy were back there speaking and you was teaching and these things, it was very motivating. And when I decided that I wanted to be a life coach, watch this. When I decided to be a life coach, I felt embarrassed because I haven't reached out to you in years, but I still felt the need to reach out to you to ask you some questions because you really touched me back then, how you went about it. Here's the point. If you're going to be a leader, lead without trying to get people to like you. Just do your thing to the best of your ability with integrity, because you never know who's watching. I never would have expected this particular person. We was cool, and everything, but I never would have expected them that at a point where they made a decision to be a life coach, they would, after all these years, they said, I felt embarrassed because I haven't reached out to you in such a long time, but I felt the need to reach out to you and ask you for advice because I admired how you went about it all those years ago. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Type a 400 in the box if you get exactly what I'm telling you. I'm not doing it because I think people need to like me, including this Forex stuff. Because when I first came on the scenes, now one of the most devastating things, here I come on the scenes saying, okay, Uncle P finally learning some things. Let me go help some people. And I got my behind towed up. It was ridiculous. That's why my son PJ, he wants to help, and now he understands my point. No, son, I demand that you stay behind the scenes. You will stay behind the scenes. I don't want you getting devastated when you're trying to help people. And for the first several years of Super Easy's birth, man, I got toe up. Oh, he's a scammer, he's a liar, he's a this, he's a that. And I had to endure all that. When in truth, I was just trying to help people so they wouldn't go through the headaches that I went through. And I told you guys, and I'll say this, and then we will hit the charts. Truth is, Super Easy was never supposed to be in existence because I didn't plan on starting a company. I told you, my kids made me mad. All my kids are grown, by the way. They're grown. So my dad, when we were growing up, I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters. My dad, when he was growing up, he taught us how to do real estate. Well, not everybody wanted to do real estate except for me. So I went into real estate and I was the only one. And I ended up helping a lot of people get started in real estate because of what my daddy taught me. AKA, you can teach all your children the same thing, but not all of them want to do it. So the same thing. I said, okay, well, now that I'm learning a little bit about Forex, let me go ahead and tell my children to start a business. Not me. I had no desire to start this business. I taught them and I told them to start a business around it so that they can help other people and they can have a business. Well, guess what? None of them wanted to do it. So I'm like, okay, y'all don't think it's going to work. And so out of being upset with them at not taking the opportunity I gave them, I decided to start a company and I called it Super EZ Forex. That's how Super EZ Forex got birthed. So when you see on the logo where it says simple enough your kids can do it, that's where that came from. Type of 35 in the box if y'all hear what I'm saying. It was never because I wanted people to like me or the people to follow me. It was simply because I was pissed at my kids that daddy trying to give you an opportunity at something you don't want it. So I got offended. That's where it was birthed. It wasn't for people. It was for my children. And for several years, I got eaten alive. Oh, he's a scammer. He's a this and that. And look at here where we are now. Where's all those people now? Even every once in a while, we get a little ignorant person coming in here trying to disrupt the group. But how are they prospering? See, the point is, I stayed consistent because I wasn't doing it to get liked by people. If people like you, that's all good. But there's times where people turn around and they'll like you one week and they'll talk bad about you the next. So I stand my ground, not because of people I need people to like me. It's just me trying to do what I felt was best for people who were struggling. So if you're going to be a leader, check your motive for why you're doing it. Because if it's going to be centered around people's opinions of you, you're going to fail. If this was for you, type a 10 in the box. You got to divorce the idea of being liked. And I hope this helps somebody who may need to hear that. Now, let's get to the charts. All right. So this week started off pretty wild and crazy. I don't know what happened. And I really don't know what happened. Let me check on this trade. So for an example, I took a trade on Sunday, and as you can see, this thing, it did go exactly where I said it was going to go. But look at what it did first. It did a hard pullback, then a sharp up, and then a sharp down. So right now, the market is very, very jittery, and I've been trying to look to see why is it so jittery? Because when I check the news, and I normally do a news event on Sundays to let you guys what news events are coming up on the coming week, and I'm really truthfully becoming aware that sometimes this market can go completely donkers, even if there's no news event. And I'm a stickler for checking news ahead of time, so I'm aware of what's going on, so it won't impact my trades. But in essence, sometimes this is just what happens in the markets. This is why I keep telling you guys, please, 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 when you are trading, whether you're trying to pass a prop firm challenge, whether you're trying to just build an income, whatever it is, the most imperative thing that you can do in these markets is to manage your risk. Even if you're in the copycat service, manage your risk, because we don't control the markets control themselves, and out of the blue, all kinds of spike moves can happen just out of nowhere. Okay, so the best thing you can do is create longevity with your account, because I'm going to tell you, you can have successful runs for a very long time, and then you may have a week or a couple of days where just the market just went crazy and it's not pretty, and then the market just resumes going back to its normal. Why does it have those jitteries? Because there was something that we were not made aware of as retail traders, which is one of my goals, is to get into the room with elite traders who has access to the information behind the scenes that the institutional traders have. Okay? Because as retailers, we're still down here. Institutions are up here. What's the difference? Information. So they position themselves well in advance because they kind of get information different from what we get. We looking on Forex Factory, we're looking on My FX Book and all those things, which are great. But typically, before those news events come out, institutions up here, the ones who got millions and millions of dollars in their portfolio or billion-dollar portfolios, they have advanced knowledge of what that news event is going to be well in advance before it's even put on the schedule. So therefore, they position their funds in advance of knowing what the typical interest rate announcement is going to be. Like CAD is coming out with interest rate announcements, Euro is coming out with interest rates announcements, JPY came out with interest rate announcements. They have all the facts and data ahead of time as to what it's going to be. So therefore, when the news announcement come out to us retailers who are looking at it from the Forex Factory, my FX book, and all these different things, and we're waiting to see what's going to happen, typically they already know. The only real time when I'm seeing some pauses is when the Feds, US Feds, are about to make an announcement. Then I see that the institutional traders and the banks are not moving money like that. And how do you know? Because the market is on freeze. It doesn't move a lot. Okay. So they kind of are uncertain. And so even though they may have a clue and you can see all these discussions of what it may be, and I think it's going to be this and that, that's when I see that they don't really do it. Okay. Everybody with me? So we're still at a disadvantage in trading, which I really want to work on and try to find a workaround around that, is that fundamental news. So let me be very clear. If you ever hear somebody saying, and I got ate up for this, but I'm going to still stand my ground because after all these years, we're still correct, okay? For those who don't believe in fundamentals, oh, price action's all you need. I remember they told me up on that one. Oh, this dude talking about fundamentals and news. Okay, all right, cool. And all those people who rebuke me, guess what? They're gone. Why? Because until you know not to stay away from news events, because a lot of times when you, let me give it to you guys like this. Let me try a different way. I have told you guys a lot of times that if you're going to back test an indicator, the best way to do it is do it in weekly increments. The reason why, if I back test an indicator 6 months back, that's actually not going to give me good results. Why? Because there were all kinds of news events that happen from week to week. So if I do lose a trade, I want to know, was it the trade that I lost because of something I did, or the indicator wasn't effective, or was there a news event that impacted that trade, which, by the way, if I knew that news event was coming out, chances are I wouldn't have took the trade in the first place. Would that be correct? Type a 10 in the box. If you know there's a big news event coming out, would you still move forward with taking the trade? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, you guys are correct. No, you wouldn't have. But when you're back testing an indicator going 6 months back and you see losses and wins, how do you know if those wins or losses was not due to a news event that you probably would not have taken the trade on anyway? So clearly, if you're going to do the homework of back testing an indicator, write this down. If you're going to back test an indicator, you have to also back test the news events of those weeks that you're checking. So that at the time of a win or loss with that indicator, you can also match it up to see, was there any news that could have possibly impacted that trade? For an example, many times with the ocean wave, and I've noticed this, if I was to look at if I had to been forced with a gun put to my head and said, we demand you make us some money and you better trade all these news events. And if I had to say, okay, just leave me alone, I'll trade you, which trading system would I use? Well, by back testing, what I found is the ocean wave was more accurate than simplicity. Why? Because typically they're already setting up the market to go in that direction before the news event happened. So you want to take one that's trending in that direction before the news event happens, so that when it happens, it already just went right in the same flow. Why? Because it's following the positions and of those who are positioning their money. So ocean wave tends to catch it more often than a reversal trading system. Does that make sense to you guys? Type of 30 if that makes sense. And how do I know that? Because I was doing weekly checkings to see, okay, which one caught that news event? You see how I did it? I can tell you emphatically which one would work better for news events because I was checking it week to week. I would look and say, okay, here's the news event that came out on this day and which one had caught it. And so therefore I was back testing week to week along with the news event. so that if the trade won or lost, I knew exactly why. So you got to do the full range of homework if you're going to be back testing any indicators. You can't just slap it on one of those rewind the tape and you don't even know what was going on. Okay. And I really hope that this is helpful for some of you guys, because I know a lot of people get indicators and you want to back test it, but I've always said it was a problem with the theory of how you're back testing it. If you're not going to do the full homework, then you will never get the full story. I'll say this and then and I'm going to move to hands more quickly today. So if you have questions, I'd rather spend more time on that. So if you have charts that you want to see, go ahead and raise your hand so that we can go over charts with what you experienced on your charts, and we'll still go through charts, but I'll go through it with your questions. So if you guys have a question, just raise your hand. Okay, raise your hand, please, and I'll get to it in a moment. Okay, I'd rather do that this week. Okay. So the point is that in order for me to know the accuracy of a trading system, I have to know the background of what all happened to it. And let me give you an example. I told you guys, not only am I a certified life coach, but I also went to school for news and broadcasting, because at one point I had a desire to just be a news anchor and to report news. Okay. That's what I actually wanted to do. That's why I said all this Forex stuff, it really wasn't even supposed to be in existence. It was simply because my kids pissed me off and I want to prove them, hey, next time when your daddy give you an opportunity, you take it. Okay? Don't shun my opportunities, because my daddy taught us real estate and I took advantage of it, and it made me a multimillionaire at one point. Okay? Because I followed what my daddy taught me. So I was just trying to make sure my kids understood the power of setting up a business. So that's how Forex came about, but it wasn't my desire. So when I went to school for news and broadcasting, one of the biggest things they taught us in school was you do not jump your butt up on that camera, period, talking nothing about a story until you check the background of it. So when you see news anchors on TV and they doing these short little snippets about, oh yes, there was a house fire and this and this and this, and then they jump to another story, this and this and this. So you getting the snippets, but behind the scenes, we have to know the whole story. Because if we misquote anything or say something out of order, the station can get sued for inappropriate information. So when we see them quoting, oh yeah, there was a house fire, oh, there was a bombing, oh, there was a this and this, they've already read through the entire story before they went on camera, but then they know what snippet points will catch your attention just to get you caught up. But it doesn't mean that snippet points is all they know. They know the full background of the story before they gave you the snippets. Type of 50 if that makes sense to you. They did their homework before they did the snippets to you. And so when you're back testing an indicator, you must get the whole story before you give your snippet answers on whether an indicator, system, trading strategy, or anything works. Get the whole story first, or else you're going to have fallacies and false information. This would explain why some of you guys have been buying indicators, trading systems, following 100 people on social media, and none of this stuff is working. Because when they're explaining it, they never include additional information, such as what conditions should you use these indicators on? What conditions should you not? Are you guys seeing what I'm saying? There are conditions. In other words, guess what? If there's a storm outside, which I want to go out in nature and go walking today, but have a busy schedule, I hope I can squeeze some time in. I love walking in nature now. Nancy got me walking, black dude walking in nature. You know, now I don't walk in nature, but you know, walking trails. That wasn't me before, but anyway, I married a nature girl, and now it's got me addicted to it. Point is, okay. The point is this. And I'll say this, and let's just get to hands. I need you guys to do the full interview of any process that you want to do, or else you're just not going to get the right results. Okay? If you're not willing to go all the way, then don't do it at all. Because it does require you to actually have done due diligence. And that is just not looking at charts and taking a trade. You have to interview them. Okay, everybody clear? All right, let's raise hands. Ruta, go ahead and raise your hand. Unmute yourself.
Hi, Uncle Pete.
Hi, how are you?
It helped me to have a look at GBP USD because I'm looking at ocean wave that gives me one feeling that it's gonna go up and simply that it's gonna go down. So
all right, so here's the deal. What day of the week is it?
Today.
Yeah, I know it's today, sis, but what day of the week? What day of the week is this?
It is Wednesday.
You got it. What typically happens on Wednesdays?
Reversals.
There you go. So which system would be better serving you for reversals? Ocean wave or this one?
Simplicity.
You got it. That's why I asked that question. See, immediately, and that's why I'm saying interviewing, that's another thing, sis. And thank you for your question, by the way. It's an excellent question. I'm glad you brought it up. This is one of the other things I had learned about trading systems, because I used to get a ton of trading systems and they never explained when was the best times or days to use it. But because I started doing my own homework, I realized midweek reversals, okay, which one served better? Well, in the beginning of the week, typically the ocean wave, since it's following the trend, which is constantly being pushed from Sunday, Monday, and to Tuesday, then that was cool. But then going into midweek, now we're looking for the actual reversals. So I had to switch into a different system that catches reversals, and that will be this one, which you can clearly see. If anything with GU, and this is the 1 hour chart, okay, this is the 4 hour, you can see it tap dancing right here, but let's go to the 30-minute. What would you do right here if it was you on GU? Buy or sell? You got it. See that? Which is what kind of trade?
So you agree it's a sell? Yes, I think it's a sell as well.
Yeah. But what kind of trade is this? Is this a trend trade, or would that be a reversal trade if you was to sell it? You got it. See?
Thank you for confirming.
Absolutely, sis. No worries at all. Okay. Lovely question. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay. All right. So here's the point, you guys. Knowing this is another part of doing your due diligence to know the mood of the market. What does the mood of the market typically do? Okay. When you understand the mood of the market, then you understand exactly what it's doing. And that's when I figured out, because I had to keep doing background checks, is the fact that when the market starts during the week, typically, now, again, there was some hiccups, like even this week, surprised me because there was some hiccups, but normally, it's normal. It will trend at the beginning of the week and then start setting up for reversals, which this is a clear one right here. This just clear. I would be selling GU if it was me, which is a reversal trade. But when is that? Midweek. See? All this is just by watching behavioral patterns of the market. Okay. All right, let's get to Joshua. And you guys keep raising your hands. If you have any charting questions, that would be great. Any trades that you have questions about, go ahead and ask. Yes, sir. Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. What's happening?
What's been going on, Uncle Pete? Good to talk to you.
Man.
Class.
Yeah, man.
Been busy working, so I've been missing a lot of classes. So I wanted to catch this one. It was important to me. I've been with you guys a long time, so first and foremost, I've made you cry a lot on my journey, telling you things that you've helped me with. So I just want to thank you, and I just want to keep just giving you great gratitude, man, you and God, because this copycat system, bro, I'm looking this year, it's gonna be a different life this year, bro. Yeah. Different life, different when it comes to having to get off work and get to the charts, whether it's early in the morning because I work at night, or having to email Donna and say, hey, listen, I need your help with this. You know, it's copycat is just like hands-free, like, oh, they doing the work. You look at the MT4 and you like, wow, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm generating income and I'm not touching nothing. You know what I mean?
Let me say this real quick. For those who are sitting on the fence about it, keep sitting on the fence. You're just missing out on opportunities because we still been doing phenomenal this week. We only had like maybe this week on Sunday was a glitch day, and not because of us. It was just the market just whacked out. As even with GU, you can see these sharp moves that were happening. So that's nothing we can do. But overall, we've just been smashing the markets and just treat it like a 401k or IRA. All you need to do is just check it once a week. Just check it once a week. But
Okay.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So that was my question. You know what I mean? I think you really kind of answered it because I like I said, I've been with you a long time. Everything you literally said, I've done. I got a big monster computer right here. I got my cheap laptops, like not laptop screens, like you told me to get. But I've been profitable with all your systems. You know what I mean? But the other night, like I think that was Sunday, I was working overnight, and I know I got all of my stuff is packed with power, so I'm just like, I know it's not nothing on my end. What is going on? You know what I mean with the copycat as far as that. Obviously, you got a mix of us veterans like me, and you know what I mean, Liz, and a lot of other people that we've been around a long time. So we obviously know how to, we know how to, you know what I mean. We understand super easy, and you know what I mean. But you got a lot of new people too, and they get to talking in the group, and you trying to read, and you're like, wait a minute. That's too much.
I know. And they want me to start another group. Man, y'all got
that's too much. But I think the simple question for me was, you created, and you did that for them. I want to thank you for that too, because you created a new Telegram for the people that was asking, and you also created a new video for those that were needed troubleshooting. But I want to ask you personally, with your troubleshooting video, versus because what I did, because I've been with the group so long, I actually wasn't putting Jenny's trades on my copycat, because Jenny preferably trades indices from what I know of from being in her classes before when I wasn't working at that time. Now I can't really be in her classes, but at this moment, but I'll get back in them soon. But I know her from trading indices, and I knew there would be some different settings going on with the copycat. So I said, you know what?
Let me be clear. She doesn't, for the copycat, she doesn't trade indices.
She doesn't trade them at all. Correct. No, right? Yep. So but even though knowing her so long, I'm just like, I'm not going to put her on there anyway, because Jenny is a different beast. But I don't want to miss her trades either. So I wound up putting her on. And once I put her on, I noticed that Sunday, and she really put it in the Telegram. She let us know, like, hey, I messed up and took some partials. And because of versus Uncle P's settings versus my settings, they kind of closed out. So I guess my question was, I'm in your settings right now, and it's been good. It was good before that situation happened, and it's good now. I got all the trades she has open now. She's back on. Everything's good because I'm using your settings. I guess my question is, your settings that you got for the and then I downloaded the volume 4 too, the V4. So just to be good all the way around, I think I'm good now, right? Correct?
Yeah. Here's the deal. Like I said, some of these glitches is not, and I've just been in communication all morning with the developer who helped me develop the copycat. So the head developer, we've been in communication because there are isolated incidents where the brokers, and I keep trying to tell people this, for an example, this morning, on the trade that went out from Dr. Elvis. So some people say, oh yeah, mine came through fine. Others said what? No, it did not. So if it's going out, that means it's broadcasting to everybody. So we're just working on what broker is each person using. Let's figure out what glitches so we can take care of that for the broker's issues. But overall, it's still not really us who's causing the problem. So we're just trying to accommodate everybody because there's so many brokers out there, and we just want to make sure everybody's happy.
Yeah, because
I just saw a comment by Steve. Steve said since he's already, we just launched the service, so we ain't even a full month in, but Steve just posted in the group that he's already up 60%. 60% And it's only been what, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, and he's up 60%. So we have a lot of people who are highly just doing extremely well, but we do have to accommodate a couple of people. Hey, Liz, I miss Liz. Hey, Liz. I see her.
What's up, Liz? What's up?
So we're just working on different versions of it, not because it wasn't effective from day one. It's just that we have to keep modifying to make sure we're accommodating everybody, because everybody has these brokers. They also have prop firms, and trust me, some of the prop firms have their own software on the back end of their trading platforms and this and that. So it interferes with the communication that we are sending out from our copier, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, make a lot of sense. Yeah, and I've been with the same broker for years.
Yeah, so that's where glitches are coming from. It's not really from us. It's just us constantly modifying, because I know people are like, well, they send out a new version every week. No, it's not because of us. It's because of sending that signal out, or that trade out from our platform. Because again, you guys got to remember, we're trading our own platforms. We're trading our own accounts. And you're just asked to being copied or followed on our trading accounts, which is cool. But once we send it out, and I'm going to tell you what's different between our service, and I really considered this, and I'm so glad you brought this up. I really was considering this, because if I use a different service, which is going to be way more expensive, I tried to checking different businesses where I can just rent their platform. Well, I would have had to increase everybody's price to accommodate for what they were charging, because they're charging thousands of dollars just for 200 or 300 people to use their service. The benefit would have been everybody would have been on the exact same server as we are on. Okay. But we would have to use the same, you would have uploaded your platform onto this server. Correct. And we would have had to pay thousands of dollars to rent it from this company, just to make sure that whatever I send right now, oh, you guarantee to get exactly this. Why? Because you don't have any other choice but to be on the server. Well, correct. There was a problem with that, brother. You know what?
Yeah, I know some guys doing it right now. It's very expensive.
Yeah, that's why it's expensive, because the server who you renting it from, month to month, they charge thousands. Yeah, thousands. I'm not even joking, y'all. Thousands. And I interviewed several companies. And here's the problem. That means that little cheap $119 a month y'all make it, y'all charge. Man, please, that would have been triple for me to accommodate, to do it the way these other companies are doing it. Now you understand why they're charging so much. It ain't because they just, being buttholes. It's because the type of service they have to use, they have to pay these people to rent the space. Okay. Now, here's the deal. There's a problem with that, though, for some, because if you're dealing with broker accounts and you're dealing with prop firms, they may not allow that either. And so therefore, this is why we had to break away and just go ahead and build our own from scratch. So now, by us building our own from scratch, your prop firm may be working off a different server, your broker is working off a different server. And so we have all these people whose profiles are on all these different servers. So now we got to figure out, me and my developers got to figure out, how do we make our servers, which ain't got the problem, communicate with all these different other servers out there who do have a problem, or they may have some software manipulating your platform, which y'all didn't know. We got to get all that fixed when it was never our problem. Does that make sense to you, my brother?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Okay, here's one example. Brother, how many times have you opened up a demo account and it seemed like everything was cool, the spreads was clean,
and then you switch over to a live account and it's totally different.
To a live account and things are different, ain't it?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that? Because the broker has software on their back end that they don't tell you about. That's why you can have different spreads, different experience when you're on a demo account, and
slippage
to the live account, there's a different experience. See, right. When we're sending out our trades from our copier, it is communicating to your broker's platform, but that software, whatever they put on that background, it's interfering with the signal. And we got to try to accommodate all these people. So that's why I'm thankful for everybody who, because the majority of the people ain't having these problems.
Right.
Pretty much everybody's having a great time. They're profitable. Like Steve just said, he's up 60% already, and it's only been 3 weeks. So the point is, it's not happening to everybody, but we are working to accommodate those who it is happening to.
Right.
So we appreciate everybody's patience as we try to work to help you out. But please don't blame everything on, oh, the copycat, because guess what? We beast mode. We beast. As a matter of fact, I'm just like y'all. Yes, I do trade every once in a while, but as you guys can also see, there's a reason why Uncle P don't put out too many trades. Why? Because Miss Jenny and Dr. Evans are putting out so many. You think I'm not? You think I'm a fool? Bro, while I'm working on the hard stuff behind the scenes, I got my own accounts running with taking their signals. I'm just like y'all. I'm getting copied on them too, so that I can spend more time focusing on the business, developing these things, fixing these things, and we're still working on the converting all of our indicators from the MT4 to the MT5 version. So that's down the line. So I got all these different projects going on behind the scenes. So there's a reason why I don't trade all week long. We have plenty of them out there, and I'm getting copied just like you guys. So if there's a glitch, I get the glitch. If it ain't no glitch, then I get the trades just like everybody else. So I have a vested interest, not because I'm Uncle P, but I got a vested interest because I got prop firms running off of these too myself. We're all in this together, brother. So I do
too. I got them running too. That's another thing you see in the Telegram group. You can tell people when they new, because I noticed last week in class you was talking about, I got to record when I got off work, and I noticed you was talking about people arguing in the group and things of that sort. You could tell they knew because they're not used. They don't have the I call it the Jenny effect, where Jenny don't care. She either gonna win or she gonna lose. She talked about being in business since she was a teenager. She was taught early, just like you. And I got the same type of blood. So that's what I was trying to explain to an individual. You know, don't worry about what the prop firms or what they go. It's just like taking a trade. You're gonna either lose or you're gonna win. Yeah. Right. So you do your little research, you get in a prop firm, and you just let it go. You know what I mean? Yeah, you take 3 or 4 prop firms, you might win one, you might get one of them, you might get all 3 or 4. You know what I mean? But that's a part of this business.
You brought that up. For an example, my son hit me up yesterday and he was upset. My son was upset. He was upset because he actually passed a prop firm challenge with FTMO.
What, he used gold?
Oh yeah, you know, I was gonna call him today, and I'm giving him a new nickname and call him Golden Boy.
Gold, yeah.
Golden Boy. Because all he does is trade gold. So he said, Dad, I'm upset, man. I sat there and I passed the prop firm challenge, and then they told me they're no longer dealing with U.S. clients. I said, well, son, did they give you your money back? He said, yeah, they gave me my money back, but it's just upsetting because I worked hard to pass the prop firm challenge. And as soon as I pass it, they no longer want to, work with U.S. clients. I said, I understand, son. Well, the good news is at least you passed.
Yep.
So just got to go find another one.
That's it.
Now, here's another point, and I'm so glad you're bringing up all these things because you're giving me the opportunity to address several concerns.
Oh, yeah.
People wonder why Uncle P, as the company owner, now what anybody else in there can do, Dr. Elvis, Miss Jenny, Don, all the rest, they have freedom to do it. I just cannot, as the head of Super Easy, I cannot give advice on prop firms or on brokers. This is part of the reason why, because the repercussions would come back on me, because guess what? If you was just like my son and I just told everybody, hey, go to FTMO, and then FTMO, you passed your prop firm challenge, and then they didn't allow you to get funded like they said, people never go to the actual company that had the problem. Who did they come to?
You.
The person who referred them. And I can't, as a company owner, the CEO, I can't afford that responsibility. Now, if I wasn't the CEO, yeah, I would have all kinds of confirmations. I'll tell you guys this one, that, here's the ones I'm working with, here's this and that. I would do that all day long. But my position causes me to have to keep my mouth closed about it. So I want to be very clear with people. This is one of the reasons why. I'm not avoiding your question. I'm not trying to help you. And I wish I could, but because of my position, I just can't do it. Now, you can go to others. That's why I always tell people, go inside the group. And anybody, Dr. Elvis, Ms. Jenny, Ms. Donna, or anybody in there, you can go ask them. They're fine. There's no repercussions on them. It would be repercussions on me.
Right.
And I just can't take that.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, Uncle P used to say that in class. I used to be mad. I used to be like, man, why you won't tell me? I want to know. Now I know, because you tell them new guys in the group now, they'll go crazy. They'll go crazy, man. Uncle Pete, they'll be telegramming all night.
All day and all night long. I'm like, damn, gone. And you want to keep asking me to start another Telegram group? You got to be absolutely out your mind. I did
Hey,
copycat.
What they
Any communication, because look, we're just the administrators. All four of us will post in there, but I'm just not having another group where it's chatter.
Yeah, and some of them, some of them don't know how to take a trade yet.
But that's my point. But here's the problem, and I'm gonna say this. I'm so glad you're bringing up all this stuff. See, this is the OG in my group. He's been around. Let me tell you the problem. People wonder why I have a problem with these groups, because it is not you and others and Liz and people like that who have been with us for a while, have experience, who's able to communicate in a group. It's typically the spoiled brats or the people who just like confusion and conflict who takes over these groups and gack, and then we get messages behind the scenes where people say, you know, hey, I wanted to be a part of this group, but it's the immature ones or the brand new ones who just don't sit back and listen to learn, which is what I'm hoping for. If you're new, then sit back and learn, ask questions so that you can learn from the OGs in the group.
Correct.
But if you're coming in, what they're doing is, let me be very clear. Stop treating our chat groups like it's your social media channel. This is not your look at y'all, look at that. See, what did I tell y'all? Look at GU, look at GU, look at GU. Since you asked me about selling GU, look at it. Look. All right, bro, it's right here. It's happening as we speak. Look. Oh my God, told y'all, sell. Look at that. Ooh. See, news event. Didn't I tell y'all it was waiting for a news event? Look at how that thing dipped.
Yeah, the US just came out with their news, I think, right?
38 pips, almost 40 pips in one quick candle. Boom. I told y'all news events. Told y'all, if you're gonna backtest an indicator, you got to backtest the news. Did I not tell y'all that? It's happening right here as we speak. Type amen in the box, y'all. Type amen in the box. Told y'all. Happened right in front of our eyes while we're talking. See? And you want to call me a con man and a scammer? This is why I like doing live classes, because when I'm teaching, it can happen right in front of your eyes. And we're all seeing it. We all see it. Ain't nobody making this stuff. I ain't got time to be scamming people. God took care of me when I had nothing left, and I didn't scam people then. Now, darn sure ain't gonna do it now, because I really don't even have a need for nothing. Get out of here with all that foolishness. But anyway, let me go back to my quick point, and then I'll take another hand and pause. But let me say this to you guys. I need people to stop treating our chat channels like social media, just spilling whatever you think is on your mind. That was not the point of the group. The point of the group was so that everybody can come together and discuss trades or discuss ideas, motivate people, encourage people, and all these different things. But I'm seeing these new people coming in, bringing all kinds of bull crap that really ain't necessary. And I'm weighing the idea of whether just to block them. You can be in a group, but your communication in there is going to be cut off if I keep seeing stuff going on, because guess what? This is not your social media channel. You're here to learn. We're here to grow as a group. We're supposed to be a family. So it's always just a few people, just a few, not everybody, just a few who comes in and they start commotion. And I don't appreciate that. I don't like that stuff, bro. You know I don't get down like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have very little patience for that. And this is the most patience I've stretched myself to have. But I guarantee this week or next week, by the end of January, my patience is thin. And if they don't correct their own behavior, they're just going to be muted out the group. I don't want it.
Hey, it's funny because I started to, when I seen it, I was like, ooh, y'all better stop.
Stop. You got to stop.
Ooh, y'all better stop, because I know Uncle Pete's in the wreck shop.
And brother, you want to see me heated at hot like fish grease? Keep on playing with me. Because here's the point. There are people coming in here to learn. There are people coming in here for a camaraderie of traders. It is tough. This business is not easy. It's a tough business. So people come in to get encouragement and to learn from each other. So if that is not your intentions, then I ask you on your own to leave. Because once I put you out, you can send me all the emails and messages and everything you want. You will be on. And Donna, she can confirm. We have a list called the bad list. And when we remove people, we put you on that bad list. And when we see you on that bad list, I don't care if it's 3-4 years from now, we will double check to see if you're on that bad list. And if you are,
say, yep.
we have excommunicado you. You're not coming back. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not responding to your emails. Kiss my behind, because you had an opportunity to do the right thing. You came in here with your immature self, causing ruckus. And guess what? When my patience is over with you, it is done. And once you hit that sheet, there is no coming back from it. That's why I'm trying to be very patient to just, okay, I'm giving you a chance. Because once you're on that list, you're not coming back. Don't send the email because I'm not responding. I don't want to hear it. Because you're bringing immaturity when we're trying to grow as a family. There's enough problems in this world. There's enough going on in people's households. They're not coming for more foolishness. You feel me, dog?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you.
Man, you got get a lot of stuff off that everybody.
Man, I had to hit these pointers this morning, man. I appreciate you, Uncle B. I thank you for the alumni crew. If it's Derek, Liz, Donna, Dr. Elvis now, he became a doctor. Congratulations.
You remember he was before
man,
Jenny. Now he doctor.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. I talked to him this morning through Telegram. But I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for everything, your advice. I appreciate you. And I appreciate the copycat. This is something, it's new, but it's something powerful coming for us, and everything else you got coming up. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
That's love, man. And see, that's people who've been with us for a minute, seen us go through the hell and the high water. But let me say this quick, and then Robert, I got your hand next. Let me say this to you guys. This is why I told you, if you're going to step into a role of leadership, if you're going to step into a role of entrepreneurship, you cannot do it for the sake of whether people like you. Because if that's the only reason why you're doing what you're doing, it will fade away like the wind. Because the moment people stop cheering for you, then you're going to be done. But if you're going to stick to whatever your conviction is, because you know it's something that your conviction is showing you, and this is what you want to really do to help, then stick to it. And I'll tell you, the moment you step out, you're going to get hit with bad stuff. And there ain't nothing but the devil trying to discourage you. You walk right on through that and stay consistent. And then you have these conversations later with people saying, hey, man, I've been with you for a minute and da, 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 da. You can't get this if you didn't be willing to go through that. Had I quit it when everybody was attacking me, we wouldn't be having these conversations today. Copycat system, which is making phenomenal profits for people all over, it wouldn't be in existence had I just collapsed under the weight of what people were saying because they were ignorant. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Type of 400 if you're with me. This is why I'm constantly giving you guys life lessons along with looking at these charts, because a lot of you guys have aspirations to use the money you're going to make from the Forex market to follow your aspirations. But by the time you get to your aspirations, you need to be aware of what's going to happen with that. You feel me? Now, let's get to Robert. Robert, go ahead and unmute. Hey. Hi, Robert.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, a few different things really quick. Remember, earlier when you were talking about the time of the week of Ocean Wave versus Simplicity.
Yes.
And I know you know about these notes that me and Donna redone. She had done those handwritten ones based on your notes. And then I converted those handwritten ones into PDF and stuff. I want to let everybody know I just shared it on the
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Second thing, as far as the copycat, at first, just a little bit of history in case people weren't here for the beginning. Jenny was trying to do scale outs, and it's giving her a headache, and that's why her settings are different at first. But now, as far as I know, all three are using the same settings.
Yep.
I did find out and I've been experimenting with some stuff too. Originally, she had the I forgot what it was called, but she had it at 300 seconds for 5 minutes. And I found out yesterday, she had told me that some had come in, but I hadn't seen them. So I switched mine back to zero, and immediately 4 of them came in.
Yes, that is correct.
So 300 seconds is too restrictive. I
Yes.
switched it to 600 seconds, and I'm getting them in at 600 seconds for now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the minimum,
So the reason why, let me, and thank you for bringing that up. For those who do
Okay.
have the copycat service, we leave the slippage at 99999. There's a reason why we did that. Okay. And slippage, and let me see something. Let me pause my screen and I'll pull up the copycat so you guys can kind of see these.
Yeah. And as far as slippage, I'm set at 100. This is what she was suggesting for me to try.
Yeah. Let me kind of go over this because I know some people were asking. And again, this whole discussion point about it is strictly because of what your brokers have their own thing going on behind the scenes. And I can't repeat that enough. They have their own thing going on behind the scenes. And because of what they got going on behind the scenes, what happens is that adjustments have to be made on your end due to your broker.
And I may have a workaround for that as well.
Yeah, give me a second. That's the providers I'm looking for. Oh, right here. Okay. So, all right, let me put this on screen so you guys can see it. And I'll tell you what settings we recommend. And again, you can adjust it up or down. Okay. So now let me pull the screen back up so you guys can see it. All right. And let me make sure. Yeah. Okay. So now right here in the slippage, max slippage is it's automatically set at 50. But what happens is, some brokers are real tight with how they do it. So that's why we recommend to just put 4 9s in there just to give it plenty enough room to accommodate for your broker. Okay. When it comes to the lot size, you can provide your risk scaling, or you can do all these different options that you can use. Me, I like fixed lot size so that I know exactly how much is going to be traded every time I receive a trade being copied to my portfolio. But again, if you just want to go according to portfolio size, you can do it on this or choose all these different things here. Now, when it comes to if equity drawdown, that's what the DD stands for, drawdown. If you're in drawdown to a certain percentage, you can either choose to do nothing, which means go ahead and I still want the trades to be copied on there. Or you can say, hey, I don't want any more trades until my drawdown goes to this level and this and that, blah, blah, blah. So that's what those filters are for. Okay. So that's the reason why we did this. Now, as far as copy within, we leave it at 0 typically so that you will get all the trades whenever they come out, even if you did whatever. But you can set this to different numbers. Like you were saying, 300, so that within the last 300 seconds or whatever, it can, give me only those. So all of this is in the manual as well. So I encourage everybody, just read the manual that came with it, and you'll understand what each one of these personal settings are for, so that you understand, okay, this is how this works, or this is how that works. But once you set it, just leave it alone. That's what I recommend to people. Don't tamper it. If you are getting the trades, then just let it ride. Just let it ride. Yeah, that's what I recommend. All right. That's why
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead, sir.
I was just saying, as far as the workaround for the people that are newer, originally, and I didn't think about this as being a workaround for that. Robert works in cybersecurity, so his mind is programmed to see if he can cheat around stuff if he can. So the thing I was working on is a way to find out if I could figure out how to send these trades to the prompt firms without them knowing I'm using a copy trader.
Mm-hmm.
And my solution for that, and it seems like it's going to work, I've created a small account with AFX's Live, because you can't use, social trader tools is what I'm using. Mm-hmm. And I create a small $500 live account with AAFX because social trader tools won't work with demo accounts.
Right.
That's my central one that has the copy trader on it. I'm currently working on 2 prop firm challenges, one for 10K and one for 25 with the top tier. And what I've got social trader tools set up to where the trades that come in on my AAFX account are forwarded to the other 2. And it's really quick too. I've already watched it live. And when I look at the notes on the 2 prop firms, I see no indication of a copy trader being used. The only thing it shows is the trades have opened. That's all it shows. So I think that'll work. As far as the workaround I just had the idea for, Maybe that could be a workaround for this if you find one broker that does really well with this. You could set up social trader tools to send it to wherever you want, and you don't have to worry about this part on the other ones, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like I said,
Like,
here's
if even the brokers that
we're
have
tracking
issues with
our
this,
personal accounts, which we don't get in since it's our personal account.
Yeah.
We don't have any of these issues because it's our personal account. But
Right.
that's information for those who are out trying to use it on, prop firm accounts or this and that, and they're running into trouble. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And that way, even if you have a broker that's having issues with the copy trader, if you have it forwarded from one that has no issues, it should be an issue.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
in theory,
what
anyway.
I was saying from the beginning, that a lot of this is we're just doing workarounds around your prop firm, not yours, Robert, but clients' prop firms, because guess what? Your prop firm's got software tracking this and this and this. The brokers have this and this and this. So it's kind of like, if I send you a message and then it has to go through all these different lines of communication before it actually get to you, it's slowing it down or whatsoever else. And again, this is not happening to everybody. Majority of everybody, everything is perfectly fine. It's just a few little people who, not a few little people, but a few people who's having a couple of challenges that we're trying to figure things out. And again, I've been working all morning and for the last several days with my developer, and we are working on another version, which we'll release if you need it. Always remember that, if you need it. If yours is working fine, then don't worry about it. But we are working on updates and this and that behind the scenes to kind of put in patches to work these kinds of issues out. So we'll be updating you guys once that it's done as well. But I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea, Robert.
Yeah, and I was just reading the note that Rob A just sent. I'm hovering over a closed one. What mine says, if we don't up again. But mine says placed by expert. But top tier says you can use your own, you can use EAs as long as it's not forwarded from another account. That makes sense. Or another copy trader account.
Yep.
In other words, you can have your own personal ones.
I don't get into discussions about firms because each one, they have their own individual.
All different.
Yeah. Like for an example, the one I'm working with, they ain't tripping. I actually asked him in advance. He said, "No, you're fine," and da 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 da. So that's why I don't talk about prop firms, because me as the company leader, I can't, because if they switch up this or they do that, for some reason, people never actually go and complain to the actual people. They actually come and blame us. For an example, when a lot of brokers, started doing some shady stuff, why are you guys emailing me? I don't run your broker. We just provide software. So, go, and they won't deal with their broker. They just come and blame. And I don't get down like that. Why am I getting blamed for something your broker did? Go to your broker. Your broker calls.
It affected you too.
Exactly. You think I got to deal with it too? See, and that's why my mouth, Robert. This is why I keep my mouth shut when it comes to brokers and prop firms, because I don't work directly with. If I was part owner of these companies, I would talk about them, and not because, I'm part owner, but because I know if there was any problems, I could step in and do something about it to rectify it for you guys. But when I'm in a position of that I am, and I recommend something and it doesn't work out, I don't have the power to go to them and say, "Hey, you need to fix this for my clients." And I just don't have that authority. So I just keep my mouth shut and let everybody make their decisions. But people like you, who's coming up with these smart ideas, you guys are free to do it. And I really do appreciate it. And let me say this, for everybody who's listening to me, this is what the chat group is for people like Robert and others who's in there trying to help you with workarounds. It is not to be treated like a freaking social media channel. Please stop. Please. This is what it's for. People like him. Okay? And others, people like Liz and others who has some knowledge to help you. That's what the whole point of the chat groups was for. It was never for what I'm seeing. And I'm going to put a foot down on it in a minute, because I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like the immaturity. So Robert, thank you again, brother. Thank you.
And that's just the way I think.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Appreciate it.
I've done software testing for the government where I work in cybersecurity, and
Yeah.
it's always about resolving issues.
Yeah,
or workarounds in this case.
exactly. And see, and you're doing it on your end. And guess what? You think I ain't got this headache behind?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
my case, I can share my experience with a prop firm because it's just me.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I was telling
Yeah.
everybody. That's why I say go into the chat. This is what the chat group is for, to go to people like you who has experience and who can coach and help people. I can't do it. I just cannot because of my position. But this is the stuff I want to see continuing in the chat group where we're helping each other to overcome so we can all prosper. Because my team and I, we're doing the copycat trader, which is just doing phenomenal. I've seen somebody say it's ocean blue today. There's so many blue trades. So thank God for that. See, so people are profitable. That's what our team is supposed to do. Okay. We're supposed
You just remind me of Elvis when he sends a code blue. When I first see that, I think it's bad.
Oh, yeah, no, that was
Code
me.
blue in the
I
hospital. I was like, what? Then I said, oh, wait a minute, he's talking about the color. Okay.
Somebody, oh, Josh just said it's even bluer now. So that's my point. People are happy with the copycat server. We're making people money. Okay, we're making people money.
Mine has been stagnant for a few days, waiting to make up its mind. Yeah.
For all this time, and let me say this, and then I'm gonna get to Tasha and Donna, and then I got to get out of here. But let me say this to you guys. Another thing I like about having these live classes in the copycat service, for all these critics and all these people who talk bad about Super Easy, kiss both my butt cheeks and go somewhere. Because now, guess what? It's clear what we've been doing because people are having good profits from our firm and it's our trades. So it's very transparent. If we win trades, we win them. If we lose, you'll know. Okay. Nothing we can do about lost trades. But overall, month after month, we've been doing this for the longest. But now with the copycat trader, everybody apparently can see exactly what we've been doing the whole time. Number two, with this live class, which is broadcast on YouTube and anywhere else, you're more than welcome to come in here and see exactly what I teach to people. And this is why I keep encouraging everybody, Robert. If you're going to step into a position of leadership, you cannot do it for the sake of what people like you or not. You got to get your heart divorced and detached from whether a person likes you versus what you're going to do. You got to do it because it's purely in your heart to get it done, not because of what people may think about you. You got to divorce that. They can kiss my behind. So anyway, let me get to this next hand, Robert. Thank you, brother.
They can kiss my grits. You remember that one?
Which, by the way, Robert, that suggestion you said about the website thing, I actually took care of that yesterday.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I think it's two Robs in there, so it might be the
Okay,
other.
the other Rob. Okay.
Yeah, the other Rob. Yep. All right, let me go and let me get to these last couple of hands and get out of here. All righty then. Tasha, go ahead and unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, Uncle P. I'm. Oh no.
I can hear you.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I more have just a comment. I've been on these lives since I heard that you were doing them free on YouTube. And so last week, because I started Forex 7 years ago, and I bought it for my birthday, which was last Wednesday, 7 years ago. And I was trying to,
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thanks. And so I was trying to do a challenge. I was doing a challenge. I am doing a challenge. And I was about to blow it. But you said something last week. You was like, you trade better at the beginning of the week, because I would say, why do I do so good and I do so bad? And so it was just like a seesaw, like I do good and I do bad. And last week I was like $800 from blowing this account. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm about a copycat service. Because I had told myself I can't do it. So I bought the copycat service, set it up. I think Dr. Elvis, every trade came in just like in profit. I was like, dang, how's he doing that? So I always studied these charts. My computer is like my third hand. Like I won't go to anybody's house without my computer, like just in case, you know. But then
Yes.
And I'm like, what are you looking at? I've been looking at these charts. What are you looking at? What am I not seeing? So, between last Wednesday, setting up the copycat service, and I think I took 2 of Dr. Elvis, and I think 2 of yours came through, and then I turned it off, and I said, let me see something, because I think I see it. So I got on so I'm getting my prop firm account is coming back up.
Good.
Between last week and now, my prop firm is back in the positive, and I am almost halfway to the take profit to get my account.
Wow. And
I was like,
saw a comment from Robert. He said he's only $45 away from passing the prop firm challenge.
oh wow.
Again,
Yeah.
that's my point.
So I mean, that really opened, because even this morning, that the little button, you just want to hit it, So I hit it. I was like, I lost like $40. I said, no,
keep your hands
not
off.
today. I exited that trade, and then I was like, oh no, all this news is coming out. I exit that trade. I lost $40, and I said, all this got to pass, because I was in the wrong way. I would have lost again, but I exited my trade, and I said, I'm gonna let all this stuff pass, and then I'll continue to see what I've been looking for 7 years to get this prop firm and pass it. So I just want to thank you for coming on,
You're welcome.
doing this for free.
Yeah. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you for that testimony. Again, this is my point. Either we're doing what we're doing, and sis, have a blessed week too.
Oh, thank you.
Either we're doing it or we're not doing it. But I really am thankful to God that now it's very transparent that what we are doing, what we've been teaching as instructors. Because let me tell you something else that people used to try to hurt my reputation with. Oh, those who can't do it teach. Okay. All right, that's cool. See, whatever you want to say, that's fine. At the end of the day, let me say something to you guys. And now I'm going to bring Donna on. And Donna, you'll be the final hand of the day. Let me give you guys this thought. Your critics spend all this time trying to bring you down and discredit you. I want you guys to hear this really, really good. Your critics will spend all day long trying to bring you down, embarrass you, hurt you, talk bad about you, discredit you, whatever. Hear me good. But while they're spending all that energy trying to tear you down, they're already down. So you can't come up off of criticizing other people. I thought about this the other day. Because when that Bishop T.D. Jake thing came out, and I actually know him to a certain extent. I know him. And when I saw that, I said, that ain't that man. That man, that ain't even in his character. That's not him. Now, the problem is he took a picture with Diddy. He took a picture with Diddy. Truth is, he knew Diddy and Oprah Winfrey and many other celebrities for years. And a lot of them have business collaborations with him because he produces movies, he does this, and this. So he's a businessman, which he was a businessman while he was preaching. That's why he keep them separate. He keeps them separate. So he don't go through the process of saying, oh, well, you know what, he's rich because, oh, he's stealing people's money. No, the man wrote books, New York Times best-selling books, created movies. He does his own thing, which I always wanted to do the same thing. I told God, I don't mind you using my life, but I do not want offerings from people. Because the moment you take an offering from people, it discredits everything that you have done on your own. And they tend to rip your life apart. Because don't let you get a new car. Oh, you must have took it out of the offering. No, I have businesses solely and separate from the ministry side. How can I be a New York Times, multiple times, New York Times best-selling author, but I'm still supposed to be broke and I'm not supposed to get myself anything nice? Why? Because I'm titled preacher? I go hang out and spend time for business reasons with certain people who I associate with because I own businesses. But the moment I took a picture with this, that person I took a picture with, I didn't know that they did this, and even if they did, I'm not a participant of that. We do business. Because years ago, nobody was saying all this and putting his name out there when he finally did it even come to church one time? Nobody said anything about that. He got him at least to come to church. I can't make the man change his lifestyle, but at least I'm trying to get him to come to church. There's a lot of things behind the scenes, and this is why whatever you going to do, you got to do it because you want to do it. You cannot do it because people don't like you. And I cannot stress this enough. If you don't hear nothing else from your uncle, you better hear me good. I said the man took a picture with somebody he'd been doing business with and known for years. And because Diddy's name came out with something shady, Bishop's name went through the mud. And I seen the hurt in the man's eyes. And like you said, I'm 66 years old. Y'all think I'm open? Go sit there and be freaking with it. That ain't even him. But he took a picture. He took a picture and got ripped from left to right all over social media. And the thing that impressed me wasn't the fact that he got ripped. It was, I wanted to see how you're going to handle it. I've always learned certain things from him. And the fact that and this is what bothers me, the fact that he didn't defend himself, which my dad was a big advocate of not defending himself. Me, I'm terrible at that. I will let you have it. But my dad was like that. I seen my dad go through certain things in his life, and he sat there and took it like a champion with his mouth shut, just like Jesus did right before when they put him into that. And I'm sorry for saying this, but let me say this and move on. I'll never forget. And I went back and I thought about my dad, and I thought about this and many other people who I've seen go through hell, and I know some of them, and I know that's not them, but social media, they would rip you up, and so I thought about it. And I said, well, if I'm going to be like Jesus, I remember they had took him to court in the end, and he said nothing until they talked about his deity. That's when he spoke up. Other than that, they was complaining. Oh, you're not going to say nothing? And I'm like, God, I really want to be like that, but I don't have that temperament. I will let you have it. But I really need to temper my tongue and learn to be quiet. And I haven't gotten that yet. God didn't anoint me with that one yet. I'm working on that one. Y'all type a 50 in the box if y'all understand what I'm saying. Some of y'all just like me. You'll let somebody have it. I wish you would say something like, I am not my daddy. I ain't Jesus and I ain't Bishop, where I can just take it on the chin and let y'all say all this stuff. And I said, Bishop, why don't you just say something, bro? And he just said nothing. Just like Jesus did and just like my daddy did. I always admired people like that because I don't know how to do it. There's a certain admiration I have for it, but then on the other hand, I got my mama side where my mama had a tongue. She'll let you hear. You gonna know what she thinking, and I got my mama side. I'm gonna let you have it. I wish you would. I wish you would. But I thought about this, and let me say this, and then go to Donna. Here's what I thought, and I want you guys to hear me good. I said a lot of these people who are always doing exposed. And I told you they did that on me. A little cheap chick, come to find out she was a witch and running a scam business because she didn't know after she tried to defame me years ago, me and my wife, when she talked about I went donkers. Ooh, Lord have mercy. But watch this. Come to find out, she didn't know that one of the people who was following her was my little brother, who y'all never met. My little brother sometimes even tune into this channel. He may be in here today. Y'all would never know, okay? Or he may be listening to YouTube later. Point is, my little brother, she didn't know that was my little brother. She reached out and tried to contact him to recruit him for her service. So she defamed my name because she didn't have credibility of her own. Her name meant nothing. Why? Because she didn't do anything of good reputation to where you would follow her just purely because of her. So a lot of these people who are out here talking about exposed, oh, this person exposed, the reason they're doing that is because if it was just the value of who you were as a person, you're not doing anything worthwhile to be followed. So you have to go and find other people's names and throw them under the mud so you can get your clicks and your likes. And that's sick. Type of amen if y'all hear what I'm saying. This is why I'm telling you, don't ever sell your soul for people to like you. If you're going to do what you're going to do it because it's really in your heart to be done. And that means you'll do it whether people are for you or against you, because now you'll be operating and doing your business with integrity. You'll be standing on your own 10 toes, not because you need people to like you or do this and that like politicians do. You're doing it because it's in your heart to be done and it's the right thing. And I look at all these people doing these new exposure videos. And truth is, you only getting these likes and attention to your channel because you are trying to use somebody else's name who is reputable, who has a reputation. So you got to constantly go find people of reputation to draw attention to your non-reputable self, or else nobody would ever come to your channel. Matter of fact, when you do the exposed video, they're looking at the exposed video, but they never even want to think of who you are. You mean nothing. You have no value. Think about it. The last time you saw an exposed video, only a few of them were worth a name. Most of them whose channel you went to, you can't remember whose channel it was. Why? Because that person wasn't nothing. All they do is build a reputation off of trying to talk about somebody who do have a reputation. Don't you sell your soul. Don't you sell your soul. If you're going to do whatever you're going to do it because you want to do it. And you know it's the right thing. And you would have did it whether people knew or people didn't know. This was not supposed to be talked about today, but I'm not ashamed that we talked about it. Because somebody in here must have needed this information. You about to do something and some good work, and truth is, you needed to hear this before you get started. Or you might be in the middle of doing something right now, and you needed to hear this. If that was you, type a 45 in the box. I just want to make sure. And then let me get done, and I'm out of here. Exposed. Oh, my God. I couldn't be Bishop, man. I've been cussed all y'all out. Close the church up. I'm going to let you have it, and then our church is done. I'm sorry, Donna, go ahead.
Good morning.
They shut the whole church down, Donna, when I'm done. Because I've been and went through every person's social media channel who said my name and told you just because I took a picture with him don't mean that I was sleeping around and doing X, Y, Z. How dare you? And bottom line, I'm behind it. I just did a deal for $1 billion to help your broke community with Wells Fargo. To help build your community, and I took a picture with this man, and y'all instantly gonna defame me. Man, give me that $1 billion. I'm gone. that would be me, you know, but I'm not him. Anyway, go ahead, sis.
Good morning.
Yes, it is. Good morning. Good to hear your voice. Hi.
You too. Well, I just wanted to reiterate on like the group stuff that you were talking about earlier. The chat, yes, is getting a little out of hand now, you know, with what's open, what's not, and Well, you know, guys, we have a notification channel of what's open, what's not. The back and forth in the regular group is getting out of hand, and it doesn't need to be asked there. The notification channel is there for that. And then any issues with the copier, email us.
Yep.
I'm grateful for everybody, you know, helping out in the group, you know, and I still want that. It's just it's getting, like you said, it gets a little bit too much, and it's overwhelming you know, me. It's overwhelming you.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming, you know, Jenny and Elvis. So, for us to do what we need to do, just be patient, follow the directions and what's being sent out, and just give us just join the notification channel, the Telegram notification channel if you guys haven't already, and you will see what is going on with the copier there.
Donna, you know what the other issue is, and I'm glad you brought this up, because I really need to address another thing. Stay right there, okay? Stay right there, Donna. Let me tell you exactly what's really going on. I want everybody to type a number 1 in the box so I can make sure I got everybody's attention. I want to make sure I got everybody's attention. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. Okay, good. I want to make sure everybody hears exactly what I'm saying. As my friend said earlier, who's been around for a minute, Kim, people like Liz and others, they've been around for a minute. They know how we trade. What happened, Donna, when we launched this copycat service, and I've been getting emails and I've been meaning to address this. So I'm glad all this is coming up on today's class, sis. You feel me?
Yes.
Let me address a concern. Stop expecting us to trade like you do. There's a reason why people are up in blue 60%, 50%. People putting in the chat groups how they pass in prop firm challenges all of a sudden. Now, you've been trying all this time on your own, but all of a sudden now you getting withdrawals when you've been trading for years and you ain't never got a withdrawal. But then at the same time, while all this happiness and accolation is going on, we got a big problem going on. And that's these newbie traders or impatient traders who constantly cacking because our trades don't close when you think they should. Number one, we don't trade like you. So cut off all this yakety yak about how long trades are open. That's because we're day traders and swing traders. We look at different things. Even though we keep trying to teach you this, the problem is now that it's actually happening on your portfolio from our trades, you don't have the patience and temperament. And so now we're getting emails, well, you know, I suggest that you do this. I'm not going to change the way we've been trading. It's been working for us. That's why you're getting blue in your portfolio finally, instead of all them reds. Now, every once in a while, the market will act funny, or there may be a glitch or whatever, and you'll get a little loss here or there. But overall, people are highly profitable in their first month with us trading. Why? Because our strategies and the way we trade ain't like the average retail trader. And we teach it to you, but not everybody. And this is clear, Donna. Clearly, we're teaching it, people are not executing it. And that's not something we can control. We can only teach you, but we can't control how you trade. So they're taking the mindset of how they want to trade, and they have no patience. And so drawdown. Yeah, we're swing traders. Drawdown means nothing to us. That's normal.
And all three of y'all have a different way of trading.
Yes, we do, Donna, don't we? All three.
Yep.
That's what makes us a great team. We don't trade the same way. We all trade different. Donna, I mean, Jenny has her own way. Elvis got his own way, and I got my own way. We all got our own way. But in the end, we make people profitable.
The thing is too, you know, with other services, the blessing, you know, with this group and what you've built is, you know, we built a great community, and they have access to us, you know. And with other companies, you're not messaging in this group and, well, what's open and what's not. You're just in it. No questions asked.
None. And I'm actually in some of those groups. That's how I know. They don't have any. You gonna get this trade, and that's it. You don't even know who to contact, because truth is they're hiding behind the scenes. You never get to talk with them. You're never going to meet them. That's just the way it is. We're trying to be as transparent as possible. But again, this cackety-cacking that's going on, my patience is very thin on it. Because again, if we're making people profitable, then sit back and relax. Stop trying to bombard us with all this unnecessary stuff, which is taking our focus away from trading to constantly address things that really shouldn't be addressed. This is why we were trading on our own so long. Because guess what? We can make people profitable. But you have to accept the fact that we're not going to do it your way. Some of our trades, you may be holding them for days or maybe a week or two. That's what a swing trade is. You may hold it. Because if you're looking from the daily time frames, that daily range, it may take a minute before it actually gets to where it needs to go. So you just have to have patience. Some trades are going to be closed the same day, some are going to be closed the next day, and some are going to be closed in a couple of days or maybe a week or so. So it's a mixture of day trades, swing trades, and it's a conglomerate of trades and styles put into the portfolio. But in the end, we all walk away with blue. We're all happy. So you got to back off, and just chill. Here's what I wanted to say, Miss Donna. And I was going to do a video about this, and I still might, but I just want to say this in this group. If you're going to use our service, then you have to treat it just like you would your 401k and IRA. And I'm gonna ask everybody in this group, Ms. Donna, watch this. How many of you guys checked your IRA and 401k daily? Type. If no, put a 0 in the box. You see this, Donna?
Yep.
Nobody does that. Nobody. But our copy service, they're checking it every 5 minutes. Back off.
I want it.
Back off. So anyway, Ms. Donna, thank you. Anything else you want to share, sis?
Nope, that is it. I just wanted to say that, and I love all you guys, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Everybody clear on what I'm saying here? I'm so glad we had this type of class today, because I had a lot of things I've been wanting to say and vent, and y'all's questions give me the opportunity to clear the air on a lot of things. People want the rewards, but they don't want it done the way the traders who are good at what we do it. You want it on your terms. That's not the service for you then. I'm just going to tell you, don't sign up for our copy service if you want it done your way, because the truth is your way wasn't working, which is why you want to be copied. Like the young lady said, she said she had been at it for 7 years.
Wow.
7 years. 7 years. And now, guess what? Her portfolio, the moment she took her hands off, wasn't placing any trades, profits started rising in her prop firm account. She touched it, it went down. She kept her hands off, it started rising back up. So what did that mean? Keep your hands off. So I appreciate that sister who called in about that. Keep your hands off. Leave it alone. Check it once a week. But you got to be a person with patience. I understand you're trying to pass a prop firm challenge, but guess what? One of the guys who I follow who owns a prop firm account, he said that's one of the reasons why people don't pass prop firm challenges. He said they're too busy trying to pass it within 1 day or 1 week. He said they have no patience and they blow up the accounts. And he said even when they do pass, he said that doesn't last long. They still blow it up. Why? Because they're trying to go too fast. So you got to slow down, slow down. Some of these trades, it's going to take a while for them to play out. So drawdown means nothing. The only way drawdown will be a big issue is if you have too big of a lot size on your trade. But if he has a sizable, decent lot size, so what? Drawdown will happen. It's normal because you got to give it room to play. I'll ask this question and I'll let you guys go. And Liz, can you raise your hand, Liz? Liz, raise your hand, please. I'll ask you guys this question. If I was in a room with bankers and institutional traders, would I even be having a discussion about drawdown? I just want to ask that question. If would I, yes or no? Type. I want you guys to see how ridiculous retail trading is. I want y'all to see this for yourself. Let me see. Liz, is Liz hand up? Liz? Okay, there you go. Okay. Liz, I'm gonna get to your hand. As you can see from the comments, when you flip your mind from this impatient retail thinking and you think like the banks and institutions, there's no way we'll be having a discussion about what drawdown is. And yet banks and institutions make millions and millions and millions of dollars. You're not making anything, but you're the one talking about drawdown, tight stop losses, and this and that. But the banks and institutions don't even have these conversations because that's expected from them because they trade from higher time frames. You see how the thinking is completely different. It's night and day thinking. And so now you join the copycat service and you're enjoying the profits, but you still have this type of thinking. And so you're in the group. Stop. Because what you're doing is exposing how retailish you are. You're telling on yourself. We do not trade like retailers. Now, that doesn't mean we won't lose a trade here or there. We do, like every other business, like every other banking institution. They lose trades here or there, but they don't lose that many because they're looking at a higher time frame and they're putting their stop losses based on higher time frames and everything else. So they have much larger stop losses. Why? Because you have to give the trades room to bounce around before they actually go when you know they're going to go. So we have the patience to know this is eventually going to go here. So that's how we play it. So some trades, yes, you'll be able to get them closed the same day. Some trades will be placed and closed tomorrow, and some will be placed and they'll be held for a little while before they get to the goal of where we know they're going to go. Either way it goes, that's this thinking over here. You got a 5-minute thinking. Well, the trade was placed, and now I need it to be closed in 5 minutes because I'm trying to pass this prop firm. I don't trade for your prop firm. And neither does my team. We trade because this is the profitable way of doing it. Now, either you want profits or you want trades. Do you want profits or do you just want to have things done your way? Because if you want it done your way, then you need to not copy us. You don't follow us. That's real talk. Type of 150 in the box. If you hear what I'm saying. You got to have patience if you're going to do it our way. Because this is what banks and institutions have. They have infinite patience. You have no patience. This is why you're getting slaughtered. Because of your lack of patience, this is exactly why your accounts constantly keep getting blown up. You're trying to put too much on a trade because you're trying to quickly pass a prop firm, no patience. You use very tight stop losses because you have no patience. You're expecting it to move within this little small range and then it pops you. And come on. Everybody loses trades, but you're losing an excessive amount because of your thinking process. And now you want to suggest to us how to trade like you? No, thank you. No, thanks. I'm good. Sit back and treat the copier just like your 401k or IRA. I will go back to what Steve said. He's up 60% for the month, and the month ain't even over. And this is our first month even getting started. You're up 60% for the month. Okay, so what would happen if you were dibbling and dabbling with every little trade, dibbling and dabbling, dibbling and dabbling? See, you would not be up. But just by leaving it alone, you can see your portfolio grow. That is the way money manages portfolios for your IRA and 401k. You don't even look at it. You get a quarterly or annual statement. That's all you get from them because they don't want you calling them up. Okay, so what you got my portfolio in today? Man, they will drop you like a rock. Don't be calling with that foolishness. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Type of 200 if you understand what I'm saying. You got to change your thinking, people. It's wearing us down and it's slowing us down from proceeding with what our goal was to get you profitable this year. And you're bombarding us with foolishness. Stop. Or go back to what you've been doing. Either you want to be profitable or you want to do it your way. If you want it your way, then going back to what you was doing. That's fine. No harm, no foul. But if you know what you was doing ain't working, then sit back and chill and treat this like a 401k and IRA. You're not going to get 40, 50, 60% without leaving things alone. In fact, by watching how we're doing it live in action now, you literally get to see, okay, this is what they've been teaching. This is what they meant. And I get to actually see it in action and profit from watching. You're learning patience. That's the biggest key in this game. Patience and money management. Patience and money management. That's the only two things you're going to be able to really master and be successful. Money management and patience. Okay. All right. Let me get to Liz. Liz, go ahead and unmute.
Hey, good morning, Uncle P.
You know what, Liz?
Yes, sir.
How many years you been with us?
Oh, well, I am ashamed to say it, but I first got into Super EZ Forex way before I retired. And you were doing the Zooms and I couldn't watch them. Mm-hmm. So I kind of fluffed off on doing the Zooms.
Yeah, yeah.
So eventually, several years later, I said, wait a minute, Mr. Pat, I called you Mr. Pat at the time when I was new. And I said, he's got classes and I ain't been to one yet.
Yeah.
And I say, plus they're pre-recorded. So let me go back. And so I started really listening when I got closer to retiring. And then that's when I jumped in fully into the ocean with the training.
You know why I asked you to come on? You know why? Because I missed hearing your voice, sis.
Oh.
That's all. Now I didn't even need nothing. I was like, I always see you in class, but I ain't heard my sister's voice in a minute. So I just wanted to say hi. That's all it was.
Well, yeah, Uncle P, I wanted to say to you and the Super Easy family, I'm really grateful to be here because I'm learning so much. This is like second to nobody.
Yeah.
So
I just
that's why I just
honestly, sis, I didn't need nothing from you. I really just want to say hi. I just want to hear your voice. I always see you in class, but I ain't heard my sister's voice for a minute. I just want to hear your voice. That's all it was.
Well, you know what? I had been going back over the tutorials because you always say, go back and review. Yeah. And most of my questions have been answered. So I just still come to class and just listen in and learn.
I know, I see you, but I just, like I said, I just want to hear my sister's voice. That's all.
Well, thank you, Uncle P, and for everything. And that copycat system, it's wonderful. So
just have a good day. I just want to hear your voice. That's all it was.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.
All right. Bye, sis.
All right. Bye-bye.
See, that's what family is about. That's what it's about. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you guys again for a wonderful class. And thank you for the people who are in the copycat service. Thank you for your testimonies, because it's really great when people who are participating can share their experience of what we're doing. Thank you, Ms. Donna, for everything you're doing behind the scenes. And thank you guys for allowing me to clear the air on certain things so I can set proper expectations of what Super Easy is really about, why we founded it, why we have the chat groups, why we got the copiers, how this functions, how that works, and all these different things. And more importantly, to encourage you that if whatever you feel that you're called to do in your life, that you learn to divorce people's opinions. Because what happens is it ain't nothing but noise to try to discourage you from doing what you were meant to do with your life. That's all this noise is. It's just roadblocks set up by the devil to make sure you never accomplish what you were really supposed to do. Because every time you try to take a step forward, you're measuring whether you should do it based on what people have to say. And if you're ever going to be good at anything, it has to be done whether people agree or if they don't. Because guess what? When God gives you a vision, don't you ever forget this. When God gives you a vision, he didn't give it to everybody else. He gave it to you. So don't expect everybody to understand what you're doing. It was meant for you to do. If it was meant for everybody, he would have gave it to everybody. But he didn't give it to everybody. He gave it to you. So when the naysayers come around, who ain't never accomplished nothing, you got to tune them out. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Type a yes if you hear what I'm saying. If you don't get nothing else from me, you better understand that all this super easy talking, the copycat service and the this and that, none of this will be in discussion, because I can tell you the truth. Early on, I never even wanted to continue doing this business. I was like, what is going on? All I did was step on the scene trying to help people, and this is what I get? Oh my God. And this, again, is why I'm keeping my son in the background. People want to know, oh, man, he's doing this and this, and I will not allow him. He's a grown man, but he's still my boy. And I told him, you know, I won't allow you, because it's going to be a distraction and you're going to get ripped up for nothing. It's not even worth it. You're doing very well, so stay focused. Keep working on your gift. I hope y'all understand that. Right? Have a good day. I love y'all. Man, this was a good class. Wow. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, don't forget, hold on, wait, one more thing. One more important thing. Don't forget to, let me see. I think it is, hold on one second, y'all. Yes, it's tomorrow. Let's make sure to give a big shout out for Dr. Elvis tomorrow.